again. I'm going to be talking about books today. I'm going to start with trash because I think it's shorter. This is really hard for me to find a book that was trash until I actually thought of one I did think was trash, because I really like to read and I almost never like to criticize books like if they're bad. I mean, I don't think I've ever read that many books that are like really bad that I'm like totally offended by them. But yeah, I think I found this book. I bought it when I think I was like 15 or something. I found it in a bookstore and I bought it and I started reading it and I actually finished it in a night. But I remember the plot was so bad. It was about this girl who had a heart disease and she moved to Italy because there was a doctor there, and she met this boy, this troubled boy, and well, they fell in love and they did stupid stuff, and well, I don't know, the way the writer was writing, well, that sounds real bad. The way the author was writing, I didn't like it at all. I think the book had no structure and I did not like the ending. I think it was pretty stupid, excuse my bad language, but I didn't like it like at all. I would show it to you, but I don't have it because I didn't like it at all. So I think I gave it away, or I don't know if I threw it to the trash, because I really would not recommend that book to anyone, not even a 15-year-old girl that loves romance novels like I used to. But yeah, it's so bad. It's actually a book in Spanish, so I'm going to say it in Spanish. It's called Escucharás mi corazón, and the author is Alessio Puleos. So I think he's Italian, so I'm not sure if that's the way you pronounce his name, but I'm so sorry. I actually drew the cover on the board, so I'm going to show you. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, there we go. Okay, so that's kind of the cover. It's, well, I'll put a picture in later, but I think it was really bad. There were no cliffhangers. It was definitely not a page turner, even though I finished it in a night, but I was really bored. I was like in a family boring meeting or something, I don't know. Yeah, it's trash. I think it was really hard for me to actually think of a book, but it was really bad. So now I'm going to be talking about The Treasure. I actually do have The Treasure. I finished it, I think last year, about January. It's called The Girl Who Played with Fire. It's by Stieg Larsson. I'm not sure how to pronounce that either because he's from Sweden, so I'm so sorry if I didn't pronounce that correctly. But I loved it. It's crime fiction, and it was about this girl, this mysterious girl. She's a hacker, and she meets this journalist, and they go like on an adventure. I don't know. They start making an investigation about some crimes that were committed in Sweden. It was kind of hard to follow at first because of the whole plot, and it talks about a lot of Sweden's history, and I have no idea. Well, I do now, kind of, but I didn't know anything about Sweden then when I started reading this saga. But I really loved it. It was definitely a page turner. I really loved reading it. I would totally recommend it to anyone who likes crime fiction, or like interesting books that like keep you up at night. It was kind of boring at the beginning, but once you get the hang of it, you can't put it down. It's impossible to put it down. So yeah, if you ever see it in a bookstore, it's awesome. So for people who consider this precious book trash, I would probably tell them to maybe reconsider it, read it again. I don't know, because it's really amazing. I'm by the third book now. I haven't finished it because I don't have that much time, but you should definitely read it again. If you don't like it, well, I'm not one to judge, so maybe it's not your type of book. Maybe look for something else, maybe in another genre, or I don't know, a novel, or maybe an autobiography or a biography, or maybe magazines, I don't know. But there's probably a very perfect book for you out there. But yeah, that's about it for this video. So hi, Mr. Edson. Thank you for your attention. And well, if you ever need to know anything about books, well, here I am, and this book is really good. And the other one, don't buy it like at all. The cover looks just like this. If you ever see that book, don't buy it. Bye.